I'm Jen Piacenti with Fantasy Alarm. Welcome back to my hot corner. Let's take a look at what's trending in baseball through a fantasy baseball lens. Well, it's getting sticky. But the real question is it getting stickier? Let me explain what I mean here. It's long been a tradition, whether it's pine tar, rosin, or even boiled Coca-Cola, for a pitcher to use a little sticky substance to help with his grip on the baseball. Weather conditions, sweat, all these things can alter the grip of the ball. And of course, a pitcher would like to have as much consistency as possible with his delivery. Now, for generations, this has been allowed, despite the fact that MLB rules specifically disallow it and even threaten a 10-game suspension. And for the most part, no one cared. I mean, after all, batters get to use pine tar, and let's face it, they don't want a pitcher losing their grip so they end up with a 97-mile-per-hour heater to the jaw. But now with advanced analytics and data, it's pretty clear sticky stuff isn't just being used for grip. It's being used to create all kinds of speed and spin. The kind of spin that can earn you a $300 million contract. Not only that, this spin and the rash of no-hitters is likely also contributing to the abysmal league batting average of only .237, and that is not good for ratings. It seems perhaps the old standbys of sunscreen and dirt have evolved into spider tack, and for all I know, maybe that old Aquanet aerosol hairspray from the 80s. Yeah, you thought Noah Syndergaard just grew his hair out to look like Liam Hemsworth. But I digress. So none of this is good for baseball. Another cheating scandal? Or is it? I mean, after all, even Nolan Ryan admitted it's just kind of part of the game. And I mean, I do like to see a no-hitter now and again. But if umpires are now being empowered to crack down on this, as the story goes, will we be seeing studs like Garrett Cole and Trevor Bauer suddenly lose a tick on their fastball? Suddenly lose some of their command? Will their spin rate be less spinny or spin efficient, as the StatCast goes? And more importantly, how does this affect your fantasy baseball team? Well, I do suspect we will see some pitchers that have suddenly had breakouts in 2021 come back down to earth. And not because they've been using Gorilla Glue for hair gel, but because they may be afraid to really use anything, things they've used their entire career, depending on how the league proceeds. Theory goes, the longer the ball stays in contact with the pitcher's fingers, the more spin force will be on the ball. So without the sticky stuff, we could see some pretty big changes. So what adjustments can you make as a fantasy baseball manager? Well, besides stashing surging bats, which we'll address later in this video, since I do expect pitchers will be more hittable, and well, probably hitters will be more hittable too, wah wah, I think you should look for pitchers with long fingers. No, seriously, can we get social media posts of everyone's fingers? Just a quick Insta story or TikTok so we managers can, check in. I mean, I've seen enough of Mike Davis's and AJ Dillon's thighs. Forget Quadzilla. Come on, Trevor Bauer. Let's see those phalanges. And speaking of MLB being a little, messy, can we get a memo out about Baseball 101? It's incredible, but this week both Ke'Bryan Hayes and Bobby Witt Jr. failed to touch the bases while running the base path. Okay, kids, it's called baseball. What exactly have y'all been doing? Perhaps we're all too worried about the unwritten rules of baseball. So I have an idea of how to make players pay attention and bring romance back to baseball. You're welcome, Rob Manfred. Let's just get James Earl Jones over the loudspeaker every time there's a hit. No one can say it like he does. Baseball. Seriously, that will remind them what to do. Touch the bases. And people will come, Ray. People will come. Rob. Okay, now let's get down to business and hit the waiver wire. Eric Haas has been on fire for the month of June. He's hit 6 home runs in 7 games and he's slugging .1333 this month. Yes, he strikes out too much. And yes, he's a Detroit Tiger. But yes, he's a catcher. Year to date, he's batting .274 with 8 home runs and 13 RBI. He's rostered in only 32% of Yahoo leagues, which means 70% of y'all have a better catcher option. He has a 57% hard hit rate, so if you're in a 2-catcher league, you should at least be looking to stream. Justin Upton is trending up. He's batting .360 and slugging 1,000 since the 1st of June with 4 home runs and 11 runs scored. He has a career-high barrel rate of 14.9% and a career-high max exit velo of 116.5, and that's saying a lot coming from a guy with 4 30-plus home run seasons. Upton has always been a good power hitter, and he won't do a lot to help your batting average, but he's exactly the kind of player you want going into the hotter, no spider attack summer months. He's available in more than 50% of Yahoo leagues right now. Miguel Andujar has homered 4 times in his past 7 games. The Yankees, well, they have to get back on track somehow, and maybe Andujar can help lead the way. He has a 47% hard hit rate while batting .278 this year. He qualifies at both the corners and outfield in Yahoo leagues, where he's only 18% rostered. Now, if you need some speed, consider shortstop Taylor Walls of the Rays. He's batting .292 with 2 extra bags and a home run so far this month. He once had a 31 stolen base season in the minors, and he's available in 99% of Yahoo leagues. And finally, I kind of really like this one. If you need some speed with a little more power, I'd take a shot on the other Ramirez in Cleveland. Harold Ramirez has a sprint speed in the 89th percentile of the league, and his max exit velo this season is in the top 6% of the league. Plus, he's been batting for average. In 99 at-bats this year, he's batting .273. And according to StatCast, his expected batting average is .335, and his expected slug, .534. This is a guy you could speculate on that could get hot and pay off big down the road. He's available in 95% of Yahoo leagues. For more fantasy baseball content, including seasonal, DFS, and our winning DFS lineup generator, be sure to get the Fantasy Alarm MLB Pro package. Use code JEN for 50% off today.